Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do the Booktube Newbie Tag. So yeah. Okay, so the first question is, why did you start this channel? So the funny thing is, when I was just starting to think about starting this channel, I did not really know the word booktube. I just knew I wanted to talk about books. I wanted to talk too about like Charlotte Mason education, which she so emphasized the importance of living books in. So, you know, on my channel, I like to talk about home education, but life education too. So education isn't just school and going to school. That's actually perhaps very little to do with what education is. So, you know, I'm continuing my education, and yeah, I'm trying to repair the ruins of my years of schooling or whatever. I'm trying to learn and grow. I'm not done learning, and I hope I never will be. So that's one thing. I also, there was one channel that was my favorite channel, and she's not doing as much as she used to anymore. It's the Elizabeth at Full of Wonder Mama. So she would, you know, talk about books and Charlotte Mason education and how she's doing it, and so that was part of why I started this channel. But yeah, another big thing is I wanted to stay motivated to reading, and I feel like this is a good way to do it. I don't have, I have friends that like reading, but I don't feel like I have anyone that really challenges and motivates me, and so I've found that much more on like the Booktube community. So I wanted to set goals for myself. I had a great year in reading last year, and that was really probably my best reading year ever, or in a really long time. So yeah, I want to stay motivated and move on, because I have many categories of reading that I want to do in. So yeah, okay. Then it says, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I don't know about fun. I don't know if that's the right word. But unique, I feel like something that I like that I haven't seen on a lot of other channels is finding really good selections or quotes. And that kind of goes back to like the Charlotte Mason method. She would have the older students do commonplace quotes. So they would, as they were reading, were supposed to find really quotes that were significant to them. So maybe, it could be whatever they want. It wasn't assigned by the teacher, like you need to memorize or know or be familiar with this idea. It was what was special to that particular child, and they were supposed to find a few a week in their, you know, in their upper years. But yeah, I like finding those quotes and sharing them that mean a lot to me, and I hope inspire y'all to read books that I'm interested in. So that was one. Let's see, what are you most excited for about this new channel? So yeah, just the community. Like I said, I have had a hard time finding people who in my day-to-day life who like to read the kinds of books that I like to read, or are as motivated to read as much right now. So I feel like I enjoy the Booktube community, and want to, yeah, build relationships that help spur me on towards more reading. And yeah, so that would be the main thing. All right. Number 4 is, why do you love reading? So, man, that's a big question. I love reading for many reasons. I feel like entertainment is lower down on the list for me. It is certainly something that I would consider a hobby to some degree, but I feel like I love it for, you know, for growth, and to learn and to see things through different eyes, to see in different times, and how people thought in different times. I love older books. That's really, I haven't read much modern books, especially modern fiction. I guess I've probably read a lot more modern nonfiction, but I love getting a window into what things were like in the past. And, you know, not everything that you get from a book like that is what they say, or it's just implied. It's kind of the undertones and what society's standards were. So I think all of that is very interesting. But yes, I love seeing struggles and hardships that people go through in books, and I want to aspire to be more like that. You know, I want to see circumstances that would be difficult if I was put in them, and how can I do better, and how can I have character growth in my own heart thinking about such situations, and how can I have love and compassion for people who might be in those situations. And yeah, so it's not always just me, who I am. I want to be changed and motivated and grow through my reading. So I love all those things about reading. What book or series got you into reading? I would have to say The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. That's like, to me, the masterpiece of children's literature. Yeah, I remember reading those to myself in 3rd grade, and I loved them, and I still love them, and I just finished reading them to my son, and he just wants to start them over again now that we finished reading them through one time. Those are, yeah, heart-changing, and they're just beautiful, and they, to me, set the standard for all other books. So I love those. That was definitely the series or books. Okay, what's the next one? Number 6, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Yeah, my question would definitely be, why do you read? Is it mainly entertainment? Is it mainly to be surprised, or to grow, to think and to ponder, or to have a thriller that's like really quick? I think that's very fascinating. The other one is amusement, and the word amuse, I take issue with that word because that means not, and muse is to think. So amusement is like something that makes it so that you're not thinking, you're just entertained, but in an unthinking way. So that's the one I don't like, and I want people to avoid doing that. But yeah, I think it's very fascinating, the reasons why people read. What challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Definitely finding time to film and doing it regularly and consistently. That is a big challenge already. Yeah, with little children, there's lots of distractions and interruptions, and hard to find those pockets of time to do filming. Okay, number 8, when did you start reading? I had a most wonderful 2nd grade teacher who really sparked my love of reading. And so I think I already knew how to read, but yeah, 2nd grade, I was starting to grow in reading. I remember very clearly in 3rd grade, we had AR, which was accelerated reading. And I don't know if that program is like the best, but what we did get was a big emphasis and encouragement to read. And we had a school library. And if you finished a book, you could go, by yourself and walk to the library during school hours and then go get a book. And I think they really prioritized having some, I think Jim Trelease calls it SSR, like sustained silent reading. They emphasized every day having some time where it was just kind of free, quiet time where you were able to read and encouraged to read. And so I remember we were, the AR program, they had little colored stars on the sides of the books, and that was like how many points they were worth or something. But when you read a book and took a test and passed it, you could in our class, you could put stickers like them on your desk. And so I had like all my stars lined up. And so yeah, that was when I really, started reading in a big way. And it's been certainly, I've always felt like it's a love of my life, but in later high school and especially college and the after college time, my reading life just crashed. And it's so interesting and sad and funny that higher education would be something that like kills your desire to read or your regular reading. So that's, part of a note of my literary life. And I have found that to be the case with a lot of people. So that is something I very much look down on higher education about, is because it's like stopping people's education. Okay, this one is, where do you read? So a couple of years ago, my reading life was still in the slumps, and after my 3rd baby was born, or when I was pregnant with him and after he was born, the only time I could find was when I took a bath. And right after he was born, I was taking a little bath every day, and so that is still a time that I don't get to take as many baths as that now, but that was a time that I rescued back to myself, where I could have just a spot of time in the day where there was nobody interrupting me, and I could just have 20 minutes. I would set a timer, 20 minutes. I get 20 minutes, I get to take a bath, and I get to read a little bit. So that was a way. And then, yeah, so that was 2 years ago. And then last year I was able to just read. I started making a bunch of goals and reading a whole lot more books. And yeah, I read different places, the couch, the den. I love the den. When the two younger boys are having nap time, me and my son will go up and read upstairs, just to be further away from them and shut the door, because I get loud. When I read aloud, I don't know, I just like really get into it, and I cry when the times are that really touch me, and I just get louder than I mean to. So that's why we go upstairs and get away from the babies who are sleeping. Okay, and then what kind of books do you like to read? I like to read lots of kinds of books. I especially love classics, or just, older books. I would say that the kinds of books that I don't like to read as much are romance, and also I have not read as much of really mystery or detective books as much. So I'm going to try some of those. But yes, I certainly love like Victorian era or that type. I've enjoyed some of the Russian classics. I love children's classics. I don't know, my goodness. I just love lots of kinds of books. But yeah, romance would be no. I'm just like not really interested in romance. And yeah, all right. And that's my Booktube Newbie Tag or whatever. Bye.